Segment 2, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at www.ntnm.org, where you can watch all of our shows online at YouTube. We're real big on community policing, caps24.org, where Sonny in his spare time is chairman of the District Advisory Committee of the 24th District. And we want to let you know that for this particular taping, in which we're doing two shows, we invited every single candidate in the 41st, 43rd, 45th, 46th, and 50th wards, and we are pleased to introduce you to somebody who, for the first time as a guest on our show, who's involved in the runoff in the 45th ward, and that is John Arena. John, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay. My pleasure. Thank you. Why don't you tell us who you are, what you're running, why you're running, and what you look to accomplish?
Great. My name is John Arena. I'm a candidate for alderman in the 45th ward. Lived in the ward for about 15 years. I'm a small business owner. My wife and I manage a small graphic design and marketing firm. We've raised two children there, and I'm running because the 45th ward is ready for new leadership. It's a lot of very dynamic ward, very central in the northwest side for transit, and we have a lot of opportunities, and I'm looking forward to leading the 45th ward in the next 4 years.
Very cool. Graphic design. I do some of that. I used to have my own typesetting equipment, and I put out my own newspapers and things, so
Yeah.
I'm very familiar.
I started out doing production in my college newspaper, so
Cool. Yeah, that's what started
the old
me. Yeah.
typesetting set. Yeah, very true.
Very cool. Where'd you go to college?
Northern Illinois University.
Okay. And okay, so what seized you to run in the first place? Was there a moment the light bulb went off and said, "I want to do this"?
Well, I would say a couple years ago, having worked with the Portage Park Neighborhood Association and the Six Corners Association for the better part of 10 years, we've gotten a lot of things done as a community, and the Six Corners area was a vibrant shopping district. So, as a resident there, my goals were really to just better the area, work with my community, work with the businesses there, and help to bring that area back. And in engaging my alderman, I just felt like we were never really had a seat at the table. We're more pushed away than we were embraced, and I just felt like we can do better than that. And a couple years ago, I started seriously considering the options of running for alderman. Just really looked at the lay of the land, talked to a lot of people, a network of community leaders throughout the ward, and the sentiment was we have the opportunity, but we're just not taking advantage of it. And for me, that was the thing, that hearing that over and over again from not just within my own circle, but from a broader circle throughout the ward was very encouraging.
And 2 years later?
2 years later, yeah, I'm in a runoff with John Garrido. He's a police officer. The ward has a good choice. We had a field of 7, and I think looking at that race, we had there were great opportunities to choose an alderman from the field. So I'm very honored to be in the position that I'm in.
No, definitely, and there were some very good people in the field, no question about it. So, you being up there with the votes. So, what's your strategy from here? What do you do? I mean, it becomes all of a sudden a 6-week one-on-one deal instead of a 7-person free-for-all.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways it's easier because you can define yourself more. In a field of 7, you're really just trying to build your base. It's a pretty big field, So when you're starting out in the very grassroots style of campaign that I put together, you're really just working to get your name out there and make sure that you make as much contact with voters as possible. So to get to this point, it was a very concerted effort of raising money. On one hand, my day was structured with morning was calls for money raising, and in the afternoon walking anywhere from 3 till 8 or 9 o'clock at night, knocking on doors. So up to the runoff, I walked 28 precincts. Knocking on thousands of doors and meeting voters at their doorsteps, and that was, I believe, for my campaign, the key to get me into the runoff. That voters appreciated the effort. They appreciated the fact that I came to them and talked to them about my plans, my history in the ward that goes back 10, 15 years, and that I think was the key to get me here. It will remain a key strategy in going forward in the race against John. We really need to make sure that the ward knows who their alderman is, and I really want to make sure that that's what I'm doing every single day, making sure I'm talking to voters.
Why don't we tell people what the boundaries are of your ward?
Roughly Devon on the north, Waveland on the far south, Cicero on the east, and Nagel on the west.
Very good. Do you peek in a little bit past Cicero at one point, or?
Yeah, the Mayfair neighborhood between Lawrence and Montrose.
Yeah, the only reason I know that is that's where I went to junior college when it was Mayfair College.
Oh, there you go.
See, the Irish American Heritage Center probably has better beers than Mayfair College did. But,
That's true. Right in the building, and there's a number of options, a number of bars in that building. It's a great place.
yeah,
It'll be very active in the next couple of days with St. Patty's Day coming.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's funny because I actually had one of the guys I deal with in the printing business just bought into a restaurant, and he wanted to find out about kosher corned beef, whether he should serve it or not.
There
and
you go.
when I found out the difference between the kosher price and the non-kosher price, even the purveyor was saying, buy the non-kosher stuff. People will be so skunked they won't know the difference anyway. So, okay, you're going to knock on more doors the next 5 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be leaving here and then going out and knocking on doors. I started
Cool.
up that process up again on Saturday after the election. It's been pretty much a whirlwind with, rallying support from various sources and then just getting our plan back in shape again, running against John Garrido. We can, like I said, we can define ourselves. I'm a Democrat in a predominantly Democratic ward. John is a Republican, and I think on those points, it's going to give me a bit of an advantage. We're seeing people, respond very well. So I think the fact that I came in with less votes in the first round really doesn't bear on where we're going to come out in the end.
Yeah, one thing when I was looking over your stuff, I definitely noticed there's an ideological difference beyond question. But one thing I do like is you both say nice things about each other, and I think that's a mark of two good gentlemen.
Yeah, we both have a lot of respect for us. We've remained in contact even since the election. We've been in contact. When we said if early on, both of us joked that if we did get into a runoff, if this did turn out this way, that it would be a very respectful race, and I appreciate that from him, and I know it's something he's looking forward to.
No, it's yeah. One thing I got to say is the 45th ward's going to win no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we had a great field. It's narrowed down to 2.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to working with everybody that was. I think that's the key thing that again got me into the race, was that we really need an inclusive process. We need to bring people back to the ward office and feel like that is a place that's going to be open and accountable to them.
Right, and of course you want people to vote for you.
Of course I do. Yes, I think I'm better positioned with a long-term experience working with community associations and my network within those channels. That we can bring them together. That the community associations can really start to build that voice that we need in the 45th ward to address the issues of development, maintaining the safety of the neighborhood. The irony, and I know it's been talked about on this show and throughout the campaign, is that our commercial corridors are lacking in terms of businesses and jobs. The irony, and again, as I've walked these precincts, seeing block after block of well-maintained single-family homes, the demand is there. Everything is there. The transportation options, everything's there. The cultural options. We just need to grab those opportunities. So that's what makes me so optimistic about what's going to happen in the next few years.
And if people want to contact you in the campaign?
You can reach me on my website. It's www.arena445.com. The campaign office number is 773-685-1099. And by email, it's john@arena445.com.
John Arena, candidate for Alderman, 45th Ward. Thank you so much for being here, and good luck in the campaign.
Thank you, Avi. Appreciate it.